Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. And in today's video, I have another podcast about MBTIs. We haven't had one in a while, but I thought it would be nice, and I've wanted to ask you guys about your inputs on MBTIs for the longest time, but I was just like holding that off. But I did get that here. I asked you guys on my community post, and I think also on my Instagram. So I'll be analyzing the data that you guys gave me and also talking about my own experience, as there are some changes that have been made, which is honestly not so frequent when it comes to MBTI. And there are like different people. We're gonna get into this a little bit later, but there are different people when it comes to MBTIs. Like, some people think it's just one throughout your entire life. For me, I think it changes throughout your journey, depending on your experiences. And there are also people that are like, no, you're just one MBTI. You can't be like two at the same time. I heavily disagree with that, and I know people have really strong opinions about it, but you can be in the middle. Like, I have a friend and she's like in between INTJ and INFJ. Like, one can be stronger, in my opinion. It's not like one thing and you're just good to go. Like, for me, I'm kind of in the middle of ISTJ and ESTJ. I think it's like, I used to be really strong ESTJ, but then I'm kind of like transitioning into ISTJ is how I like to think about it. But let's get started with the results that you guys gave. And I actually am doing an interview with this MBTI channel. So I'm being interviewed by Joyce Mang. That's literally the name of her channel. So check it out if you are interested in it. And also, I think it should be released after April 2nd. So if this video is uploaded after that time, then you'll be able to access it on our channel. But anyway, I'll be going through the results now and also putting up the images so that you guys can see it as well. It's not a lot of responses, only like 140, because I didn't ask it for a long time. I think I only had that post up for maybe 2 days. And also, a lot of people don't know their MBTIs, so yeah. And I did ask you guys to like take your test if you do want to take it, and I'm gonna assume people really didn't, but anyway. So, what's your MBTI? First question. It was a lot of INFP. I'll just be going in the order of popularity. INFP, INFJ, INTP, ENFP, ESFP, ISFP, INTJ, ISTP, ENTJ, ENFJ, ISFJ, ENTP. And then like the smaller ones would be like ESFJ, ISTJ, ESTJ, and ESTP. The smallest ones are ESTJ and ESTP. So as I said, I'm ESTJ, ISTJ. Like, these days when I take tests, I only get ISTJ. So I took them on 16 personality, of course. But no, actually, when I do 16 personality, I always get ESTJ for some reason. But then on sakinorva, I always get ISTJ. And I think yesterday at like 1 a.m. I did the test and I got ISTJ on keys to cognition. And then what else did I do? Well, anyway, most of them are ISTJ results, and I'm just gonna go by that. So the next question was, oh wait, we also have to address what's your MBTI. And a lot of you guys said INFJ. Okay, so for INFP, I totally get that. A lot of people are INFP, but I don't think INFJ is really truly the second place, because INFJ is known as one of the more like rare types, I guess, but a lot of people are mistyped as INFJ. Not only INFJ, but like X and XJ, like NJ types are pretty uncommon, but a lot of people are typed as that. And I think it's just mainly 16 personalities that mistypes people as INFJ, but I definitely recommend you take it on sakinorva or keys to cognition, because some people argue that they're a little bit more accurate, but really, I think the best way to tell what your type is, not just testing, is just to really know more about them, especially know about their functions. And I guess I'll be going into that as well, but like, read up on their descriptions, see which one you resonate with better, and then just kind of find your type. And the problem is, for me, like, I can relate some parts of ISTJ with some parts of ESTJ, because in a way they're similar, it's just differences, extroverted and introverted. But I'm definitely an ambivert, but that doesn't really help when it comes to typing yourself with one type. So the next question was, do you trust MBTIs and its science? So 57.9 of you guys said some of it, and 40%, 40% said yes, and 2.1% said no. Okay, I mean, some of it makes sense. I personally think it is very much accurate, especially if you're comparing it with, I don't want to say dumb, but a little less accurate things like star signs, like that doesn't make sense. Just because you were born at a specific time at a specific day doesn't determine your personality or your compatibility with others. It just doesn't make sense. But MBTI, it truly changes because like it's really up to your responses. You're not assigned to one type just because of the way you're destined to be. No, you make your own decisions. It's how you view the world. And yeah, I truly believe in MBTI. And then I also asked, what do you think is the most common MBTI type? So that was 27.3% is ENFP. Yeah, I see so many ENFPs, and I think not just like in the entire world, but definitely near my age, a lot of people are ENFP. And I feel like why is because like I guess ENFPs are very stereotypically like loud, and their presence is very noticed, especially in like TV shows. Like you can tell when someone's an ENFP. And I feel like a lot of people are mistyped as ENFP as well if they're loud and crazy. Oh, there's an ENFP, but no, they could really be so many different things. They could be an ESFJ, an ENTP, like an ENFJ, which is not that common, but still, like they could also be an ESFP. Yeah, and the second place is ISFJ with 12.9%. To be honest, I haven't seen many ISFJs out there. I think I know my mom is an ISFJ, but she's also slash like ISTJ. It's actually crazy because my mom's type and my type is like almost similar. I once uploaded an Instagram story about this. Like we both took sakinorva and our results were like so similar. It was so crazy. And then my dad is very, very similar to my sisters. They're both INTPs, which I think is crazy. And I feel like your MBTI also has to, like, it also reflects your environment and the people you surround yourself with, because you're kind of like reflective off of that, I guess, like influenced by that in a significant manner, especially if they're your parents and they raised you. So the third place is INFP, makes sense, with 9.8%. And then ESFJ, I really don't see a lot of ESFJs, guys. Like, I don't know, I really love SFJs. I like ESFJs or ISFJs, but I really don't see a lot of ESFJs. Let me check out my chart. I don't know if you guys remember from my last videos, but I do have a chart where I keep track of all of people's ENFPs, MBTIs. I haven't really updated that in a while because I don't really meet new people. Let's check. ESFJ. Okay, there's 4 people. Yeah, and only I think 2 of them are truly ESFJ. Yeah, I don't really know a lot of ESFJs. Next is ENTP, okay. ESFP, INTP, ENTJ, okay. And like barely anyone voted for INFJ, INTJ. And then I asked you guys, what do you think is the most uncommon MBTI? INFJ won. Like a significant portion is 35.2% is INFJ, which is funny because the second place of what's your MBTI was INFJ. So like I said, I think a lot of people are mistyped into INFJ, especially by 16 personalities. So if you think you're an INFJ and like you don't really know MBTIs that well, I highly suggest that you research into it if you are interested in it. And then next is ISFJ, which is so funny because in the most common MBTI section, they were second place, and then here they're also second place. Okay, whatever. And barely anyone voted for ENFP, ENFJ, and ESFJ. Cool. I realized I never gave my response. Well, you guys already know what my MBTI is. It's ISTJ, ESTJ, and then do I believe MBTIs, obviously. Most common, I personally think it's, I'm gonna go with ENFP just because of the people that I surround myself with. I see a lot of ENFPs, especially like near my age. A lot of like immature guys are ENFP. What do I think is the most uncommon MBTI? It's a good question. I mean, like I said, I don't see a lot of ESFJs. Let's see. I don't see a lot of ESFPs either. So I would say those. ENTJ, I don't really see either. ENTJs are such girl bosses though, if they are girls. They're guys. Okay. You know who's an ENTJ? Kang Tae-moo in Business Proposal. I was so shocked. I was so sure that he was ISTJ for some reason. I think that's just because he himself gives off ISTJ vibes, you know, like cold, kind of like workaholic. And a lot of people vote for TJ2 on personality database. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I do quite often. But when I start watching a K-drama and I kind of like know the characters well, then I'll start to like guess their types, and then I go onto personality database to see if I'm correct. And when it is, it feels like, wow, I'm such a genius. But then when it isn't, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see that perspective too. But I was really surprised at the fact that Kang Tae-woo was ENTJ. Makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like I still see ESTJ a little bit closely, but yeah, whatever. And a lot of people voted for ENTP for your Hadi. And I was also very surprised by that, because I was just so sure that she was like ESFJ. Like, why is she P? Like, she doesn't give NTP vibes. Anyway, what's your favorite MBTI type? This one was a little bit more divided, but a lot of people said ENFP, then was INFP, and then it was INFJ, ENFJ, ENTP. Okay, so literally the top 4 was NF people. Cool, cool. And then a big one was ISTP. Okay. INTJ. ENTP. Okay, so I honestly don't really have a favorite type, but I mean, I literally said that I like SFJs. I like SFJs. I like NFJs too, I guess. I think I like FJs better though. And then I also really like SFPs. But those people are a little less common. Like SF people I really like. And the funny thing is, this is so sad. I've only had a crush on guys that are like ENP people. Like ENFPs, ENTPs. And that really needs to be changed. Because if I really look at my type, it's more like SF. I would say like SJ people. If you guys find SJ people that are guys, let me know. I don't see a lot of ISFJ guys. Like, I don't think I've ever seen an ISFJ guy. But you never know. Maybe I'll find one, guys. But my favorite type, okay, we've already covered that. That's so sad. One person voted for ISFJ. Why? They're the best type, in my opinion. But just because you're an ISFJ doesn't mean I like you, by the way. And just because I like don't like your MBTI type does not mean I hate you either. And this one hurts me a little. What's your least favorite MBTI type? So the biggest one, the blue, is ESTJ. Ouch. And then the second one is ISTP. Pretty close. And then ENTJ. Why? I love ENTJs. Like, they're not my favorite. And to be honest, ENTJs I think are better in theory. And then ISFP. Why? ISFPs are such sweethearts. Okay, and then ESTP, ISTJ, INTP. That's so funny, because if you, without the people that you voted for, without ESTJ, ISTJ, ENTJs, the world will not be running, because they are the girl bosses, or guy bosses. No, let's not go there. Like, literally, they run the world. Like, who's going to be productive? ENFPs? No. Just because they're nice does not mean they're a good type. In my personal opinion. Like, without them, the world would not run. So, that's my humble opinion right there. ISTP, I can see why. Okay, so, the real tea, my least favorite MBTI type, I would say on a general level, just by the people I know, is ISTP. Just because, I don't know, that combination just isn't ideal for me, I guess, and a lot of the ISTP people I see just don't work well with me, which is kind of funny, because if you see the compatibility charts for MBTI, I personally don't really agree with those. Even though I believe in MBTI, I don't think those are the most accurate. I feel like that just depends on person to person. It's not like set types will be better with other ones, because like on that chart it says I'm terrible with INFPs, but then I have a lot of INFP friends and like ENFP friends as well. Like, literally my best friends are INFJ and ENFP, and they both say I'm like bad with that type. But yeah, ISTPs also, it also says that I'm good with, like, I'm compatible with those types, but I don't think so. Just by the people I know though. I do have one close friend that's an INFP, or sorry, ISTP. So it's not like just because she's an ISTP I hate you or anything like that. But on a general level, when I look at it and I don't know you well, that's kind of the vibe. Yeah. No one, I mean, 3 people voted for INFJ, 3 people voted for ENFJ, and 3 people voted for ENTP, which is funny because a lot of people don't like ENTPs, like, because they're like annoying. is kind of like the stereotype. And I know people hate talking about MBTI stereotypes, but I think it's funny. And then it says, which MBTI are you most compatible with? So a big portion is ENFP. The next big portion is INFP, INFJ, ENFJ, ENTP, INTP, ENTJ, INTJ. Okay, honestly, that really depends on your type. And the biggest type was, what was the first one? Oh yeah, a lot of people were INFP, so that makes sense why a lot of people would go for ENFP. Personally, I think I'm best compatible with, I don't know, because a lot of, I think ISFP. I've had one ISFP friend and I was pretty compatible with her, and it also said that on the chart as well, but I don't know. I don't really associate compatibility with MBTI too strongly. And then it says, which MBTI are you least compatible with? And a big portion, again, is ESTJ. Makes sense, though, because ESTJs are very independent, kind of like very straightforward, and I definitely do that as well. And I can see why people wouldn't like that, like straightforward people. I personally enjoy straightforward people because honesty over like sugarcoating. Like, I would rather have a very real relationship. And I feel like why is because, like, ENFPs, INFPs don't really like straightforward people, you know? They would rather, like, happy-go-lucky kind of people. And ESTJs are not that. And the next big portion is ESTP. Okay, I know one ESTP person. No comment. ESFP, I don't know a lot of ESFPs, so I can't really put my input on that. INTJ, ISTP. Okay. And that was really it. It was cool analyzing this. It was kind of predictable, though. I predicted these kind of responses. I think it's just really funny how you guys voted for INFJ being the most uncommon and then it being second place here. But mistyping, guys, mistyping. And now we're going to get into me. Yay. If you don't care about me, click off. I guess. No, I'm just kidding. But what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I also wrote this down because I had a dream where I had my own page, my own profile on the personality database website, and I think I saw like comments and they were like typing me and they were like, oh yeah, that's where her extroverted feeling comes from or something like that. And then I just like woke up. So that was my dream. This is like a week ago though. If I hadn't written this down, I would have forgotten about it. And you know what dream I had too? Yesterday, I had a dream where it's like, I was in bio class and we were doing this experiment. And for some reason, the HCl like exploded and it just got on people. And it was just like popping like fireworks, like bubbles, like you know those bubble popping things. Yeah, okay, it was just exploding like that, so I kind of like ran away to like avoid it, but it was just falling on some people and this is like not good. And so I was just like running away, not too far away, just like near the corner of the room. And then later my bio teacher called me over and she was like, Irene, you need to participate in these things. You can't just run away from HCl just because you're gonna die from it. And I was like, oh, okay. And for some reason, I also remembered flour in there somewhere. Like flour that makes bread. I don't know why. And then she was like, yeah, you're gonna actually have to participate. And then she threw the HCl thing at me. I don't even know why I had this dream. I don't know. I haven't had dreams in a while. And then now it's suddenly coming back to me. Anyway, that was highly unrelated. I also wanted to tell you guys, if you want, like, if you see me more of an ESTJ or ISTJ, let me know. Obviously, this 30-minute video isn't really going to let you know what type I am, especially if I'm extroverted or introverted, because usually that has to do with, like, your relationship with people and, like, how you... Yeah. But anyway, I think I'm more ISTJ these days. What I would like to be, though, is a different question. I think I would like to be ESTJ better. Yeah. Alright, I just like ESTJ better than ISTJ. As ISTJs are known for like being robots, right? But at least ESTJs are like loud robots. Okay, and I also wanted to talk about some functions. Oh, and I also took my Enneagram test. How do you pronounce that? I don't want to like say it wrong. Pronunciation. Enneagram. Enneagram. Okay, so my Enneagram is 8, and I think that's very accurate. I forgot what 8 was about. Enneagram 8. Type 8 is confident, self-confident, strong, and assertive. Protective, resourceful, straight-talking, and decisive, but also can be egocentric and domineering. That's so me. Enneagram 8 to MBTI. I want to see the connections too. Oh, a lot of ENTJs, but also ESTJ, ESTP, ENTJ. So I feel like if you talk about my oh my god, what is on my... Oh my god, I have this weird thing here. Anyway, I think if I look at my Enneagram, it's more connected to ESTJ rather than ISTJ. What Enneagram would ISTJ be? Type 1s. Type 1 Enneagram. Honestly, I'm still learning about these things. I personally just like typing by letters. It's simple. It's just really, yeah. Type 1 is ethical, strong sense of right or wrong. They're teachers, crusaders, advocates for change, always striving to improve. Yeah, no, I'm definitely type 8. And it was like the order was like 863, if I remember it correctly. So, now let's talk about functions. So there are different functions that kind of connect to different MBTI types, you could say, but it's mostly like your combination of these functions that connect to the type. And the best way you can tell this is on sakinorva. So I have a screenshot of my results, and I just wanted to share that. Okay, let's find it first. Where are you? And I just wanted to mention one more thing. Like, when you go onto personality database and then you check your results, I think it's just really funny how, not your results, on like characters' results, I just find it really funny how a lot of the male leads are INFJ. It's just so common. It's just like, you know, the quiet, mysterious guy. They're always INFJs. I just think it's very funny. Oh yeah, so you'll get these results. This was my last one when I took them. So this is kind of how it looks like. So on there's like extroverted intuition, introverted intuition, extroverted sensing, extroverted thinking, introverted thinking, extroverted feeling, and introverted feeling. So my top scores from this test was introverted sensing and introverted feeling. Oh. But extroverted thinking was definitely there too. Introverted feeling... Wait, what am I saying? Well, anyway, my intuitions are just very low in general. But yeah, I would say my main things are introverted sensing and extroverted thinking. Especially TE though, which is extroverted thinking. I'm just like saying it not abbreviated because just in case you guys don't understand. But I'm definitely TE just because it's like expressing myself. I think I already mentioned this, but like expressing myself the way I am, and like no filter almost, which can also be straightforward, and it's also very apparent in ESTJs. So I guess I would say like TE is ESTJ and SI, which is introverted sensing, is ISTJs. But yeah, TE is a little bit stronger for me. Like never like concealing any part of yourself, which isn't honestly the most welcoming, I guess, which it makes sense where people said like they don't really go well with ESTJs. I can totally get why. But yeah, it also leads to misunderstandings because you're so honest, and people sometimes don't like honesty. Yeah. And my introverted feeling was quite high for some reason, which is funny because they're more apparent in like FP types. Yeah. And then, or like just feeling types, I personally think. And then introverted sensing is mostly about like traditional ways, like just doing things the way you've always done them. Like familiarity is like comfort almost, that kind of thing. So honestly, that's all I have to say about MBTIs. Why did that literally like take 30 minutes for me? I thought it was gonna take longer, but you know what happens in every single episode, guys. Irene runs out of things to say, and then yeah. What else did I have to mention? I was going to mention something. Yeah, let's talk about... I don't know. Did I mention this? Yeah, so my closest friends are ENFP and INFJ. But honestly, we didn't start being friends because of our personality. It was more so because like we had no choice but to be close together because we were working on so many different things together. But yeah. It's almost a year. end of spring break, and it's only been a week. Like, spring break is a week. That's so short. And I have to go back to school, which means it's gonna be hell again. I'm actually so stressed for school. I have a lot of assignments that I haven't started. I don't know. I feel like these days my productivity level has dropped so much, which honestly just like confuses me even more, because it's like, are you really an ISTJ? Are you really an ENF or ESTJ if you aren't productive, you know? That kind of has me. And yeah, I have so many things on my plate right now, but here I am watching K-dramas. I'm currently watching episode 1 of Rookie Cops, because some of you guys recommended that, and I was like, I wasn't too enticed by the title at first when I first saw this released, and I didn't know that much about it, but wow, their casting team is strong, because they have a lot of popular idols, not really idols, but like actors, actresses too. Like, I've seen Indohi, I don't know where I've seen her, but like, and isn't that the girl from Lovelies? Like, there's just a lot of popular people. Obviously there's Daniel. Who else is in here? Oh yeah, Shin Yeon. She's from what was that called? It was a really popular drama. But anyway, Shin Yeon's there. I love Shin Yeon. She's so pretty. And I'm currently on episode 1 right now, where she's literally being like tortured. Yeah. Wait, this girl was from Lovelies? Lovelies. What's her name? Is she K? OMG, that's so crazy. And I didn't even notice. Rookie Cops. That's her, right? How do they get such a strong cast, though? Wait, I'm so confused. Rookie Cops. Imagine it's like not the person and I'm just like talking out of nothing. Okay, Daniel. No, that's not her. What am I saying? Wait, what? Yeah, no, that's not her. They do look very alike, though. Then why was she on the... That's so embarrassing for me, guys. Let's pretend that never happened. What? Then why did what? Wow. No, they look very alike. Chesubin, I don't know her, but she really... Are you sure that's... Chesubin. What the? Oh my god. I feel so bad. How did I confuse her? No, they look very different. Just the vibe is similar. Sorry. Anyway, that's what I'm watching, and when or if I finish, then I'm going to finish or start she would never know, or something like that. A lot of you guys recommended that as well. By a lot of people I mean two, but it must be good. So I'm going to watch that. It's another workplace drama. Isn't it funny? I just noticed this, but a lot of workplace dramas are like trendy these days, or I guess a lot of dramas are set in office, or like at some part is set in an office. Not Rookie Cops though, but I feel so bad for Shin Yeon's character. I literally don't know any of their names, so I'm so sorry. But her character, I feel so bad for her, the way she's literally being tortured. I would never become a cop, let me just tell you. Like, sure, you might make bank, but it just seems like so hard. The lifestyle, just like your way of becoming a police, everything just seems so difficult. So I don't know, I wouldn't do that. And you know what I really like seeing? Like, jobs associated to with ISTJ, ESTJ. Let's see this. Also, obviously, comment down your type. I want to know. And like, if I like said your type was bad, I'm sorry. Like, I probably do like you. It's just not your type. Maybe take the test again and you'll get another one, you know? A lot of people said business and financial, math, office, and administrative support. Management, I definitely want to do management. So I guess that does work. Advertising and promotions manager, that's kind of what I want to be. Top executive, hell yeah, being a CEO. And Engineering, architecture, not so much. Life and physical and social science. Farming, fishing, and forestry. Installation, maintenance, and repair. Healthcare, that's a big section. They're just listing off everything. Oh, ISTJ careers to avoid. Art director, graphic designer, actor, photographer, preschool teacher, really? I feel like ISTJ would... I feel like the most suitable thing for like a preschool teacher would be an ISFJ. Since they're similar, should be good enough. I don't know. Anyway, those are really fun to look at. And like, I think one of them was like MBTIs, most likely to be rich. ENTJ, true. ENTJs, I feel like, would be rich. What's the next one? For example, an INFP may have a much harder time making a corporate level decision that lays off 1,000 employees for the betterment of the company than someone who has a thinking-based personality type. Yes, true. They're mainly basing it off of letters, though, which is fine. Honestly, these are lighthearted things, and I don't think MBTIs always have to be about functions, in my opinion. Yeah. Anyway, that was it for my MBTI episode. Let me know if you want other episodes, I guess, and I will see you guys in the next video. It was short, but full of content, I think. Bye!